And now, the Purple Room.
Welcome into the Purple Room presented by Clutch City Cluckers. I'm Patricia Caputo. He's David Bartholomew. And let's get started talking about some LSU baseball. David, as I'm sure you know, LSU baseball lost to North Carolina. Old news at this point. But there's been a lot of needs that have been talked about for next season, because that's exactly what we love to do as LSU baseball fans, just start talking about next season. So let's get into it, David. Some key transfers that we got. Aiden Moffitt. There's a possibility, some rumors that someone like Paxton Kling might transfer. And LSU baseball is likely going to lose a lot of players to the MLB. Tommy White, Jared Jones has a big decision to make whether he wants to stay or go. Guy like Gage Jump, guy like Luke Holman. So what I'm getting at here is that LSU is going to need some pitchers. They're going to need some bullpen guys. But David, if you're Jay Johnson, what do you think is the biggest need for this team right now?
If I'm Jay Johnson, I'm looking for power hitters because we're losing a lot of our home runs with Tommy White going, the potential of Jared Jones getting out of here. That's like 68, almost 70 of like the 114 home runs that we had this season. So if I'm Jay Johnson, I'm looking for dudes who can take the ball out the park. But I was definitely looking for some pitchers. But I think we have a strong 2025 class coming in. I think that there's some good pitchers that are going to be coming in next season for us. So although this team is losing a lot of players, I do think it's not over for LSU baseball. One this season, people thought this season was going to be way worse than it ended up being. I mean, that run in the playoffs was spectacular. It still hurts to think about the loss, but I'm excited for where the team has to go. I think recruiting is going to be a breeze, especially since Johnson can start early now. You could get in the players' heads early. We got some good players coming in. Shout out Stephen Milam, who just got an invitation to the U.S. national baseball team. I think
Yeah,
everything's gonna be good. What you think?
I agree. I think there's some good players coming in, someone like Landon Victorian, someone like Matthew Champion, who has played third base, which is, a need that they're going to have to fill, then also has pitched in high school. But my biggest struggle with possibly coming in next season is the leadership issues that this team might face. I think Stephen Milam could step up, just like you said. You mentioned him, but you lose Tommy White. Alex Milazzo's out of eligibility. Hayden Travinsky's out of eligibility. And those have been the leaders for this team for the past few years. And you felt that if you were an LSU fan, okay, you're going to lose someone like Dylan Cruz. You're going to lose someone like Paul Skeens, even though he was only there for a year. He felt like a leader. And then all of a sudden, you're losing all these guys who's like the beards and the mustaches and like all the cool stuff that represents LSU, the gold chains if you're Tommy White, just all the swag that comes with this team, all the leadership that comes with this team. It's suddenly gone. And that's a lot of pressure to put on someone like Stephen Milam. If Jared Joe doesn't come back, that's a lot of pressure to put on what I would see as like one person who's really going to try to uplift this team. So I think you're going to have to go into the transfer portal no matter what, David.
Yeah, most definitely. He's gonna have to use the transfer portal. I think just in the day of age, in this day and age of just college sports in general, the transfer portal is gonna be your best friend. But
Mm.
I'm not too scared for the leadership because yeah, it's gonna be pressure. But we've seen these young players step up when we really needed them. Milam stepped up. JP stepped up big in the playoffs. Kling's had his moments. If he does decide to come back, he can definitely be one of those dudes that could step up. Braswell, huge for us. Great hitter. Play some good. He got to get on defense. He could also be one of them next leaders that can come in and really help this program.
And you mentioned South Carolina. That's formerly where Michael Braswell played.
Yep.
Then he transferred to LSU. Someone like Austin Williamson for South Carolina just entered his name into the
Yep.
transfer portal, and he's a right-handed pitcher and someone who can possibly come in and help this team. I like the idea of bringing in a guy who's already played in the SEC. Not to say that they have to only do that. Obviously, that's impossible. But I do like that idea of somebody like a Luke Coleman who came in from Alabama and was familiar with the type of pressure that goes with playing in the SEC and SEC baseball,
Yep.
and then being able to transform that into the regular season and to the off season and postseason and all that. And like you said, just that in a sense historic kind of run that nobody expected, even though they were national champions, just to go into the playoffs and to win those games, to have those comeback games that were just incredible to watch. As an LSU fan, I don't think you can be disappointed.
Yeah, like I said, ending your season early ain't always bad. Them boys could go in, practice. I know there's a couple people on the team that are going to want to get their at-bats better, stronger hitters. But this team has a bright future. I haven't lost any faith in Jay Johnson. I think
You
everything's going to go perfect.
I just don't. I think it's so silly if fans are saying that. Like, oh, I've
Yeah.
heard rumors about Fire Jay that he won a national championship for you.
Everybody got to leave Jake Brown alone. Oh, my God.
Yes.
He messed up, but that was like his first time messing up all season. He's been great for us. And we wouldn't even have been in the conversation of winning that game if he didn't hit that solo homer early in the game.
Exactly. So some of it is really just beef up. Again, with the whole social media aspect, it makes it so much harder because anybody who maybe has just been watching LSU for the playoffs can go in and say whatever they want. That they might not even have watched this team the whole season, and then they could just say, oh yeah, Jake Brown this and Jay Johnson that. It's like, all right, relax. It's just everyone, which is great. Everyone has a platform, but sometimes it also means that there's mean comments, there's rude comments, and just overwhelmed with how rude people can be. But let's continue talking about some LSU news. Kiya Johnson announced that she is retiring and she will no longer compete at LSU, no more eligibility. David, just as someone who came in, I know for me, when I went to my first gymnastics meet, I had goosebumps just the whole night. And part of that was because of Kiya Johnson and what she brought to this team and the talent she brought to this team. So what does this mean for just LSU in general and the legacy that she leaves?
Well, I think that Kiya Johnson had an amazing career at LSU. She's never going to be forgotten in that gymnastics program. And she was a part of the national championship run, the first ever LSU gymnastics national championship. So I think that her ending her career, even though, it's going to sting LSU fans, she ended it off on a good note, a high note. And according to, I was reading some stuff, and according to Coach Jay Clark, she's planning on going to go work for ESPN. So she's not just done. She's still going to be in the sporting world. She's still going to be around. And for LSU gymnastics fans kind of concerned about any depth problems, I mean, Haley Bryant's coming back. Sierra Ballard's coming back. Chase Brock is coming back. And I'm going to botch this. Aliana, I can't say her last name, Shkenikova. I'm sorry, I botched that completely. But there's a bunch of leaders coming back on that team that are ready to run it back. She finished her career great. She got injured last season, but she's still a two-time SEC, not last season, 2 seasons ago, came back, was pivotal for this team in the national championship run, ends her career with 2-time SEC championship, national champion.
No,
way to go.
Definitely agree. Just great legacy that she left on LSU. Forever, her name will forever be remembered just because, like you said, first ever national championship at LSU. Meanwhile, there's still someone like Livy Dunn who's awaiting her announcement to what she's going to do, and we'll wait and see on her decision. Obviously, we'll keep you updated here on the podcast. But let's talk about the Olympics, David. All right, they're in Paris 2024. So speaking of gymnastics, let's move a little bit into the basketball realm. So Hailey Van Lith, former LSU, transferred to TCU during the offseason, but we'll still talk about her accomplishment. She is the only collegiate basketball player, basketball player, not playing baseball. That would have been
baseball. I get it.
That would have been a big announcement. She is the only collegiate basketball player to play on either the women's 3-on-3 or the men's 5-on-5 this season. So she'll be doing that. Again, just really a great accomplishment. And even though she left LSU, I think it will be great just to say, yeah, Hailey one time played at LSU. I watched her play, and now she's an Olympian. I think that would be awesome to be able to say, David.
Yo, shout out Hailey. Hopefully you drop a bunch of buckets over there. Yeah. Don't do what you did with your career at LSU. I was just kidding. I like Hailey. I mess with you, Hailey.
You mess with her, yes. That's right.
But speaking of Olympics, I just got a couple of things to say.
Okay.
The USA officially has baseball 2.0. We have done it. We have baseball 2.0. Cricket, don't know what that is. USA owns it now. We've colonized something else. Let's go. Olympic season is just the best. I love Olympics because, every 4 years, the U.S. just gets to come out and show why we superior in every sport, why we're number one. And all it takes is just, once we just start picking up on your little niche worldwide sports, we just take them over every time. That's the first time. This is like the first ever U.S. cricket team. We didn't know what that was. We just dominated. But I'm excited. I love the Olympics.
Maybe the Winter Olympic needs to take some notes because that's sometimes where the USA struggles. Summer, we
Ah,
dominate.
dude, I'm getting ready for the Olympics.
What are you doing? How are you preparing?
I don't know. Where do they need me the most?
Is curling in the summer or the winter? I think it's in the winter.
I do a little curl.
That's
Like
I would always do that. If
curling?
I have to do a sport, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's the sport I would have done. I felt like I would have been good at that. Like, go, go, go. I just love watching it. It fascinates me. But I'm pretty sure that's in the winter. I don't think that's in the summer. But
Is the
anyway,
flag football this summer?
no. I think that's speculation, right? Aren't they trying to say it would be 2028?
Dude, I want to play that's what I'm gonna get ready for. Olympic flag football. I'm telling you, I'm a beast. I'm a beast of flag football.
Go against Tyreek Hill.
Bro, you see everybody that Tyreek Hill tries to guard, they just push him. He can't defend. He could run wide receiver, but if he's playing DB or something, I'm burning him.
He's gonna play DB. You'll play DB.
Oh, I'm still burning him. That's my initials. You think I wasn't made for it? David Bartholomew, DB, lockdown. Come on.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. That's probably what your mom was thinking when she named you.
She knew.
So you could go up against Tyreek Hill in the Olympics. Well, continuing on the whole women's basketball and Olympics, there will be WNBA players who will be playing with Hailey Van Lith, people like Cameron Brink and Ryan Howard. So that moves into our next segment, which is this is all about what's going on, presented by Sonic on East Boyd. Just wanted to throw that in there. Let's keep talking about Angel Reese and all the drama that's going on. I kind of use that word loosely, but so we know about what happened when the Fever played the Chicago Sky, and all of that happened last Saturday. And the dirty hit that was kind of on Caitlin Clark, and Angel Reese didn't go to the media after that game, didn't speak with the media, and then was fined $1,000 for it. And the Chicago Sky was fined $5,000 because Angel Reese did not appear and speak with the media. So all of this happens, and Angel Reese has talked with the media since then. And she was very open to saying, I'm going to take the bad guy role. I understand it. But she also mentioned that it wasn't just one player who has elevated women's basketball, likely talking about Caitlin Clark just being that one player. But she said, it was me too. But she didn't end there. She also mentioned the multiple players that came before them and that this league has been happening since 1996. And it's finally just getting the recognition that it deserves now. And it just happens to be at the moment that both Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are playing in the WNBA. But I read an article and it was titled, "Oh, this feud about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark is just the start of it all." So, David, I want to ask you is like, what do you even think there's a real feud here?
There's no drama. There's no feud. This like all of this stuff infuriates me because the entire dialogue about around just the WNBA has been completely insufferable. Like, excuse my language, but the media coverage is dog. And sports media as a whole right now is the worst it's ever been in years. I can't open Instagram, I can't open Twitter without being berated with like hate on random sports stuff. And it's like it's either 13-year-old little boy trolls or it's 40-year-old grown men with nothing to do but hate in Instagram comments.
Mm-hmm.
And everything about sports media sucks now. The other day I had to go on Instagram, I had to unfollow House of Highlights, Bleacher Report. I almost unfollowed ESPN, but I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna open the comments. But I have to unfollow all them pages. Everything about it sucks. Just sports media in general has been on a decline. And these news beat writers, they need to find something better to do. Why are you trying to stir up a fake feud? Why are you still taking clips out of context? Why is it so hard to just watch an entire clip?
Right, and there was a newspaper in Indiana that said with the whole Kennedy Carter, Caitlin Clark technical foul type deal that, oh, if this was anywhere else, this would be assault. But at the same time, that happens in the NBA all the time, and no one
Every
bats an
time.
eye. No one says
Yo,
anything. And you
Brook,
made a great point with social media, David. It's true. Social media has ruined all of this because there's people who haven't watched the WNBA ever in their life. And they go online and they're saying all this. And yeah, Angel Reese is taking that villain role. But what about Michael Jordan and Isaiah Thomas?
yep.
They hate each other. And I like that's a true word. They have both like, I have no desire to talk to him. They both said it in the last dance. They're like, I can't stand him. And a lot of that comes from Jordan being a rookie and them going out there and not giving Jordan the ball in the All-Star game. And then the bad boy Detroit Pistons and all that. that was a real hatred. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese multiple times have said, when we get on the court, obviously we don't like each other. We're competitors. We're playing to win. No, I don't like my opponent. No, I want to beat you. And then off the court, yeah, okay, it's all love, whatever. We don't really care. And for 2 years, they've been saying the same thing. But for 2 years, you're right. This sports media and just media in general, especially Instagram and social media, has been trying to push this narrative out there that they don't like each other. Because why should two great players like each other? That's not right.
It makes no sense. And people, okay, was it like, is Caitlyn getting roughhoused in the WNBA? Is Angel getting some hit she shouldn't get? Obviously, but guess what? Rookies get bullied. In every single league, rookies get bullied. It's not gonna be easy your first year. They gonna play physical on you. They're gonna teach. Literally, YouTube had like, have you not, like, people have seen welcome to the NFL moments, welcome to the NBA moments. Why is it different for the WNBA? It's competition, and physicality falls under competition. Obviously, if it's dragged, if it's pointless and you actually just being aggressive towards somebody without any intent of playing basketball, we can call that out. We can criticize that. But the entire narrative around the WNBA has just been sickening. It's not just the WNBA, it's every sport in general now online. It just sucks. You can't find any authentic commentary on anything because everybody's trying to get a hot take. Everybody's trying to say the wild thing that's going to drive all the clicks and stuff. And it's like, bro, get a life. Like, I can understand the 13-year-old random loser kid on, not loser kid, just, 13-year-old troll just saying stupid stuff. But it's grown men. It's grown men, 40, 50. And then the racism, don't even get me started on how racist Twitter's become, how racist Instagram has become. And it just slides by. People are just okay with it. We should really be talking about, when we talk about WNBA, we should be talking about the people who are putting on, like, shout out to Asia Wilson. She had one of the most historic stat lines the other day, bro. She dropped 36 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 steals against the Dallas Wings. And she's averaging 28 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists. She's one of the most dominant players in the game right now, and she doesn't even get the coverage that she deserves. She should be the face of the WNBA, but more people are concerned about rookie fake beef.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it makes absolutely no sense. And then to Angel's defense, people are like, oh, she only care about herself, how selfish. She also did help grow the game. People act like only Caitlin Clark grew the game. Yeah,
Yes.
I you not. I didn't give a about women's college basketball until the Bayou Barbie started going crazy. Then you turn it on, you see Caitlin Clark going crazy. Then Juju Watkins, Paige Buckers, Cameron Brink when she was there. South Carolina, the whole team, South Carolina was crazy. Bro, these last 2-3 years in college basketball, college women's basketball, transformed the game completely. And it bring all those eyes onto the WNBA. So it's like, yes, she had a part to play. Everybody who was in college had a part to play with this. This is just a culmination of all of that and the height of social media. And now all the eyes on the WNBA, but people are still finding a reason to hate.
And I think no matter what Angel Reese does, they're always going to hate her. Always.
Yeah.
And like, it's sad to say, because there's no reason to hate her, but it's been brewing before that national championship game. But like you said, David, imagine that game never happened. But you're right. I think that algorithms have totally destroyed media, because you look at that whole thing with Angel Reese and the ring, right, where she did in the national championship, and everyone went crazy over that, as if Caitlin Clark said nothing that whole game. But they both should. They're competitors, and they both went back and forth and did that in the game. But that was what the media fed into. The whole thing with Angel Reese saying, oh, it's me too, and then all of a sudden it ends on Bleacher Report and House of Highlights that there was no more Angel Reese saying, oh yeah, but everyone that came before us is also to credit here. There was none of that. It's all about the clicks. It's all about the algorithm, and it's totally ruined sports, because people have said, oh, this is the news. This is exactly what I'm getting. But then you don't hear the whole press conference. And then you have this idea of somebody in your head that's just not true. And that's why it was like, when I talked about Michael Jordan and Isaiah Thomas, my point to that is that they were allowed to hate each other and no one talked about it. It was like, okay, yeah, they don't like each other, they're competitors, and it was ever. And I think part of that was because it's a male sport, and then you bring women into it and it's different because there's this stigma there. And I think another part of it is that they were just allowed to dislike each other and not talk, and the media didn't care, because there just wasn't this outpour of Instagram and X, and just, it could be
Yeah.
instant. It wasn't like that then. And I mean, Michael Jordan literally used to lie to hype himself up and say, well, this player said this about me and this player said that. It was all a lie. And he was like, yeah, okay, I lied a little bit. I had to hype myself up. But what was that? A few news stories that came out about it, but it wasn't plastered over, like you said, 13-year-old to 80-year-olds cell phones that they could see in a matter of seconds. And I think that's the biggest difference. And it's something that's so hard to deal with because you can't, there's no stopping social media. It's always going to be like this. And then as fans, you have to make the decision to say, am I getting the whole story here or do I need to go somewhere else? Which stinks, David, because you're right. You want to trust something like Bleacher Report and ESPN, but you don't know if you always can at this point, at least on Instagram. And it does. It's not fun. And to me, like you said, the drama's fake. It really is.
Oh, fake.
I mean, so many times they've credited each other and now they're just trying to start something like because they're competitive. That's not okay?
Yeah, to the people who enjoy sports, find your couple local news beat writers that are authentic, chill. Trust me, I got my Giants boys. I'll be scrolling through the Twitter page all day. But all that other like fake media stuff, that's what makes me like sometimes be like, yo, do I even want a job in sports media? But then you just gotta brush all that to the side because there's people who actually love sports, want to cover it, and aren't obsessed with all the hot takes and flashy stuff. 90% of people online don't read. I don't even think they know how to read. So if they see a couple big words on a on an Instagram post, they go run with it. You just gotta let them run with it. Somebody in real life gonna smack them.
And oh my goodness, the last thing I'll say about this is that you also don't have to read everything. You don't have to believe everything you read on social media. Just saying, you can make the decision yourself to believe it or to not agree with somebody's opinion. That's okay in this world. Anyway, let's go on to something else that's fake. Let's pretend we're making up Olympic sports, David. So what would be the Olympic sports you would create if you could?
Think back to when you were a child. The most competitive game you were playing was tag. You didn't want to get caught. You ran like your life depended on it. So why do we not have Olympic tag? There's real strategy in tag. I'm telling you, when I was 7 years old, I went pro in tag. You may be laughing, but I was pro. I was a 13-time world tag champion on my block.
Okay.
If I went out, you know what they call me?
What? DB?
The GOAT. I was the GOAT before any GOAT. DB. When they said those initials on the block, shivers. You got goosebumps. When they say it's tag, they said DB coming. Woo!
So
I was out. You couldn't touch me.
So tags it for you. For me, I want slow pitch softball, but only over 65 plus. My friend and I were at the Yankee game last night and we were trying to decipher this. And he mentioned that. And I said, wait, we can work with this here. Because I want someone like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at the ripe age of 77, Willie McGee, retired baseball player, MLB, Keith Hernandez, former Mets player, Seinfeld legend, and then Bill Nye the Science Guy. I believe he sits at 76 or 78.
How slow is the pitch?
I don't know. It could be like 30 miles an hour.
Well, I got a nasty breaking ball on that. I'm not going to lie. They might have to get me on the mound.
Maybe 65 plus.
Why I gotta be so old?
Bill Nye played in the celebrity softball game. He hit a nice little single. That's why I had to recruit him to this game.
He would have never hit that on me. You know what DB stand for?
'Cause you're
Don't
like-
bother. Don't even bother swinging the bat because you not gonna hit it.
When we're 65, we'll regroup and we'll try to create a team. We'll have Adam come in, you, me.
The day I'm 65, I'm in the league.
You enter the league. And then my last one, real quick, at first it was wiffle ball, but I've changed it to glow in the dark wiffle ball because I saw glow in the dark baseball league. I just saw it on Instagram. And now I think that glow in the dark wiffle ball would be sick. I want someone like Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, bringing some LSU guys, Aaron Nola, Paul Skeens, Alex Bregman. I want them all there. Shohei, like he can pitch right now. He'll be fine. His arm's fine, like with a wiffle ball. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he'll be fine. I want Julio Rodriguez. I want all the greats there playing wiffle ball.
How long until Shohei could pitch again? It was like 6 months after the surgery, right?
So for the year, he won't pitch. for the
Okay.
season at least, for the rest of the season, and then they'll regroup next season and they'll
I don't
see.
want to. I don't even want to think about Shohei right now because he's gonna ruin my day later tonight. I already know.
Oh,
I'm already pissed.
yeah, we'll see. Hey, maybe not. Maybe it'll be someone else. Maybe like
Maybe.
Brady Brown or Mookie Betts. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about LSU football. DJ
Yeah.
Pickett, all right, visited LSU. He's the #1 corner in the nation right now. Patrick Peterson is who he met up with, right? That's very fitting if you're LSU and you want to recruit a corner. Then, as David gets his JV jersey on, we got DeCorian Moore, the #1 wide receiver in the 2025 draft class, met up with Jamar Chase. So, David, as you try to squeeze into that faded jersey, if Brian Kelly called you up today and said, hey, put
Yes,
the
coach.
on, I want you to come to LSU, what former LSU player would you want to meet and speak with to encourage you to come down to the Bayou?
Man, all it would take is like a FaceTime, not even just a text message from OBJ,
Text message, that's it?
and I am there. You don't get it. OBJ, oh my God, that was like my Superman. No glaze. That was like my Superman. Dude,
All
when
right.
he did the one-handed,
Yeah,
you know I
yeah.
practiced that
Uh-huh.
1,000 times a day. You know how NBA players take 1,000 shots a day?
Yeah.
1,000 times a day, I was just
Yeah. I have two really great
jumping.
as a Cowboys fan. It's that one and then the Des Cottet one. Love being a Cowboys fan. But it was a great catch. All my family's Giants fans, so I heard that. Then there was a commercial that it was like totally Odell did. Do you remember that? I don't know if you remember that commercial, but like there was a whole commercial about people catching things with one hand, about totally Odelling it. I don't know
I
who
gotta
they were.
watch it.
So yeah, you gotta look it up. I don't know what it was for. Maybe a bank or something. I don't really know. So clearly not the best advertising, but I remember that commercial.
Oh man.
But for
No, I'm
me,
so excited. Cause well, if OBJ was to call me, be like, hey, LSU football needs you right now. You would even need to book me you wouldn't need to book me a plane ticket or nothing. I would have ran.
that's that seems a little desperate.
I live with the spirit of Vince Lombardi in me. Trust
Okay.
me. Vince Lombardi talks to me every day. This is a quote signed from the big Vince himself. It's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up.
It's great. That's really inspirational. For me, it'd be Justin Jefferson. But let me talk here because it's kind of weird. Because seriously, he's only a few years older than us, and it's like that's a boring answer. But 2 years ago, Justin Jefferson, even though he only scored 2 points, helped me win my first ever fantasy football championship, and I got to hoist the trophy for a year with a.
Yeah.
I was in like with like my older cousins and everything. They were all like 30 and up, whatever. So I felt really accomplished that Jamar Chase was the guy. Jamar Chase, not Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson was the guy that helped me get through that. So I want to meet him. I want to talk with him. I want to have a conversation. And I feel like my size and everything, the only chance I have playing is cornerback. So I would need some, okay, Justin, you're wide out. What do I need to do to compete against somebody like you at 5'1.5"? So I
Well,
feel like you give me some ideas.
if you want to know, listen, I can't get you to talk to Jay Jettis, but I could get you a conversation with Malik Neighbors. I start my job as the New York Giants wide receiver coach tomorrow. So
Oh,
you
okay,
know, I get you some tips on how to be a shorter receiver, but still be the greatest. He's the greatest Giant of all time, by the way, already.
and he's never played before. So yeah, great shot.
Hey,
Never
you
existed.
see that catch against Cordell Fly?
Oh yeah, in the regular season, yeah, I didn't think so. All right,
Dude, come on, he's a GOAT.
sure, sure. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, be like greatest of all time.
This
Eli,
jersey's very tight.
can you breathe in it?
I could try.
All right. Well, continuing on the topic of sports, best game food. I went to the Yankees game last night. Everything's a ripoff. Water's like $5, but it's the New York Yankees. It was my friend's first ever Yankee game. We experienced a rain delay, multiple home runs. He was kind of rooting for the Twins, and he didn't even know they were from Minnesota. So that was a little embarrassing, but he's not really a baseball fan. But we were like, you know what, Cam? I'm glad you had a good time. He really loved it. He got to experience Yankee Stadium. It's like no other. So, David, when you go to a game, any game, what are your top 3 best game foods?
Okay. Coming in at number 3, you got to go with the pizza. It might be soggy, especially if it's cold, but if you could get them to warm it up for you, you should be good. Add some spices onto it. Come on, bro. You're at home. But I do recommend don't even get the pizza in the stadium. Just you're in New York. If you're at a Yankees game, if you're anywhere, just get the pizza from somewhere else. 2, popcorn. That's just a staple.
Okay.
If you want to have something you know is just not gonna be too bad, just get the popcorn because everything at the stadium is gonna be horrible. But you gotta deal with most horrible to least horrible. And number 1, hot dog. You need a dog. You need a Frank. You need a Frank. And listen, it's a staple. It's you, even if it's bad, even if it's horrible, you're never gonna get a hot dog higher than a 5 out of 10 on the scale. Not from a stadium. But you put some ketchup on it, you'll survive. Always get a Bev too. Never forget the Bev with any of these because the aftertaste of stadium food is the worst thing ever. Get something to drink.
Yeah, I'm not really a hot dog person. You couldn't pay me to eat a hot dog, but
Ooh.
I understand with your ranking because I feel like the average normal person would say that, but I'm not like that. But for me, ranking at number 3, it'd be a pretzel. I had probably the worst pretzel of my life last night at Yankee Stadium. And I like to think that something like maybe an LSU game's a little better. It was pretty bad. It was like $7. But coming in at second, in that rain delay, I got a little bored. And I was like, I don't really come here a lot. I'm gonna get a chicken tendy basket, all right, or chicken
Okay.
basket. Most people. Is it a ripoff? Also, yes. Chicken, great. Crab fries, disgusting. But whatever. We were in a rain delay, and then the game started again. There was 3 of us. I was like, we can all share this basket. Did it have a Yankee symbol on the basket? No, it was MasterCard. I was disappointed because I was like, I just spent $30 on this chicken tender basket, and I don't even get a souvenir basket. Yes, $30. Like our producer's like, what the heck? But I said, you know what? I'm gonna work. Like I'm gonna spend this money because I deserve the chicken tendy basket. It was all right. It was like an experience I just wanted, didn't really need. Anyway, next, jambalaya. LSU football is probably the only place to do this. I was talking to my friends last night. I'm like looking up the podcast and stuff on the train as we're driving home, or the train's driving us home. And I'm like, yes, jambalaya. My friend's like, what the heck is jambalaya? What? I don't even know what that means. And then my other friend came down to New Orleans to see us last year, and he was like, jambalaya is great. Yeah, that's a great one. And they have it at LSU games. So I think that is probably, I would say, the best ranking, at least being an LSU fan.
Yeah.
Jambalaya.
Hey, and all the stuff in Yankee Stadium being super expensive. New York is crazy expensive right now. And I don't know. I just got to blame Eric Adams for it. I don't know if it's 100% his fault, but I'm going to blame Eric Adams for everything wrong with New York because he is the worst mayor I've ever had the chance to see. And listen, Bloomberg was bad, but at least he gave us snow days. And he didn't make a chicken tendies $30.
It
I
is.
was bad for when you said no Yankees anything, no Yankees memorabilia. So somehow it's his fault. Eric Adams, Chinese middle finger.
I tell you, New York has a way of picking the best mayors. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm running for mayor in 20 years.
I'll vote for you.
No, vote for me.
New York needs a change. Can you get rid of the rats? The rats don't run the city. We
We
do,
got
right?
something more important to get rid of. I'm just gonna get rid of the Mets first.
I'm good with that. That's great.
Move them to like Maine, Vermont.
There's a
Go away.
New Orleans.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to infest New Orleans even more with more garbage.
Maybe you can bet on it, David, real quick. So that
The
was
murder rates would quadruple with the Mets there because you'd be so angry after a Mets game. You just want to
You're right. So maybe not. We'll figure that out for another show. Decide where they should go to next. Anyway, that was What's Going On, presented by Sonic on East Boy. David, no sweat bets, presented by Southern Air. Real quick, who do you got?
Ooh, Mavs. I haven't lost faith in the Dallas Mavericks yet. Only time I vote for a Dallas team, like I said, they got the Mavs on Sunday at plus 225. I'm gonna take that. Celtics had a great game, but there's no way that Kyrie and Luka aren't gonna clap back. Come on.
So yeah, I actually have that too. And as much as I want the Mavericks to win, Mavs at plus 25, Celtics minus 275. Yeah, the Celtics are going to win game 2. I think they could go back to Dallas and the Mavs can win. I want them to win. but I got to be realistic here. I can't stand the Celtics. I really don't. I don't really love Boston. I'll be honest. I'm from New Jersey. I'm watching the Bill Russell documentary. It makes me dislike the Celtics even more.
Yeah.
But they're going to take this one away. Just saying, wanted to shout out Oklahoma won the World Series in softball. So
Oh yeah, shout out Oklahoma. I guess they just dominant. Look, I didn't want them to win, but you can't deny greatness.
Well, anyway, my last bet is the Chicago Sky will take on the not the Atlanta Dream, the Connecticut Sun. Connecticut Sun are 9-0. They'll play tonight. And again, that wasn't talked about in the media. Just saying, no one's talking about how the Connecticut Sun are 9-0. But they might tonight because I think the Chicago Sky is going to hand them their first loss. They played in May. They kept it really close. They lost 86-82. Angel Reese has gotten more experience a little bit in this league. I think they're a little fired up by all the media attention. I think they're going to win. They play tonight at 4 Central Time.
Hey, if Angel gets another fine, she shouldn't have to worry. Lonzo Ball is gonna pay for it. Lonzo, you're in the brother category. You got friend zone, but we appreciate you, gang.
Hey, Lonzo, if I'm sure me and David have some college debt. I'm sure that. Yeah, like
yo, facts. Angel got a hell of money.
I'm just saying, like, if he needs more friends, we'll be there for him,
dude.
If he wants to pay some of our debt, just like,
oh man,
right?
I should DM him.
voice memo. Send him a voice memo of what you need.
I think I'm done sending voice memos because I was memoing, trying to hype up the baseball team, trying to hype up the softball team, and I just don't think that they was listening to the memo. I feel like I'm underappreciated.
Yeah, they'll catch on eventually. And they'll
understand. They'll understand that. You know what I do need to do? LSU football. I gotta send them. Oh my God. I'm gonna start rambling.
That's all we have for No Sweat Bets presented by Southern Air, and that is all we have for the podcast today. I'm Patricia Caputo, David Bartholomew, the football player, and thank you to our producer Adam Gattuso. This has been the Purple Room podcast presented by Clutch City Cluckers. Go to MetLife, David. Gotta go, coach.